They went to this girl's house, who he realizes after they're making fun of her, he realizes she's a fat retard. He says he is very explicit in saying that I wouldn't call her a retard. I would call her ignorant and illiterate and quiet. Because he will tolerate what they're about to do to her, but he can't tolerate the being mean part. So the whole point of going to their house is 4 of the 5 guys would distract her, while one went downstairs to the father's den and stole the booze. They would steal a bottle of liquor, leave, get drunk, come back.
That was a lot more innocent than what I was expecting. But
well, that's the first. I mean, that's just. But they did this for
step one.
It gets worse.
He says they did this for a month. And he's it's so mean to her and demeaning, and he doesn't like it, and Trevor's so nasty, and we're stealing the booze. Like, it's like, okay, but you're still doing it. It's like you're not, once again, no agency. You're not just gonna well, fuck these guys. I'm not gonna hang out with these guys. They're bad. Nope. Keep going along with it so I can have pot and booze. So eventually, obviously, the weed wears off on him, and he says he wants to kill himself. Which I wish he had succeeded this time.
He should have just done it, and none of this would have ever been a thing.
But you see, this is where the Kurt Cobain massive victim comes in, where you see masculine American society, Reaganomics, and the Reagan propaganda that his public school teachers in the Pacific Northwest were totally raining down on him with a passion.
Sure, yeah, because public school teachers are really known for pushing Reagan.
They loved Reagan in the 80s,
particularly in Seattle.
Yeah, in the Pacific Northwest, that's
they love
nothing
public
but rock
school teachers in Seattle. Fucking love
rock rib conservatives, man. Log cabin Republicans, I believe they would call that. Yeah, man, that's
no, log cabin is like gay Republicans.
Well, I just like throwing words around that are funny. And that's a funny word, log cabin Republican. But actually, it kind of fits Pacific Northwest. But anyway, so he's got this. It's all about being masculine and getting laid, man. I've never been laid. I had to make up stories about getting laid so people wouldn't think I was weird. It's like, well, you were weird. People don't want to talk to you, and you're fucking weird. So he decides he's going to kill himself, but he doesn't want to die without knowing what it's like to get laid. Then he remembers. I can go back to that retarded girl's house. She's too retarded to know that it's wrong for me to fuck her. So he goes to the retarded girl's house. She says whatever greeting to him, and he sits on her lap and says, "Let's fuck." And she's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well," and he's like, "Well, that was easy." And he describes that she takes him into her room and she starts to undress, and he realizes he has no idea how to fuck a girl. So he's kind of like, "Have you done this before?" She's like, "Sure, all the time, usually with my cousin." and now here Kurt Cobain stumbles into doing the right thing for once, not because he had any kind of conscience or any kind of concept of what the right thing is, but because he suddenly became too much of a pussy to finish out the wrong thing he set out to do. He says that he was grossed out by that comment, by the smell of her vagina and her sweat, and so he leaves without fucking the retarded girl.
And yet he ended up with Courtney Love.
Well, that's the punchline. Yeah, but I liked it. This is
you downgraded, dude.
This is Kurt Cobain, feminist hero, attempted to take advantage of and rape a retarded girl, a girl who cannot give fucking consent. I don't care. You can't.
Was this girl like a? Is that what?
I don't know what it is. He's slow, retarded. I don't know.
Missing a chromosome.
I thought it was extra chromosome.
Extra chromosome.
One or the other. But I mean, I don't know what he doesn't get into what kind of retard she was. But I mean, obviously right now, telling the story, any feminist would be more fucking offended that I'm using the word retard and just throwing it around as a slur than the fact that Kurt Cobain, feminist hero, attempted to rape one because he wanted to kill himself and he didn't want to die, not knowing what it felt like to have his dick wet.
From the feminist perspective, okay, look at it like this. He didn't want to fuck this girl because he liked her. Even, say she's retarded and he likes her or whatever. That's not why.
He doesn't like her.
The reason was she didn't have the agency to say no. He knew that.
And he knew that, and he went to do it. And this has to be... Now, I don't know exactly when, but I know, some years...
I was Russell all day because you told me this story.
Oh, I forgot the worst part. So, okay, so this is a documentary. You've got to film... I mean... you've got to fill the screen up with something, right? So there's all these like gay montages of shit with like Nirvana music played on fucking xylophones and shit in the background. But during these readings of these journal entries of him telling stories of what he did that day, i.e., I tried to rape a retard today, they need to fill the screen up. So they got some animator to create cartoons of what's going on. And they literally animated a shot where you're seeing, like, from the kitchen into the retard's bedroom of her undressing. You see her fat ass take her shirt off and big fat gut fucking bra, and she drops her pants. There's the panties, and she's fiddling with the bra before they cut away. They don't show Kurt in the shot, but they actually animated a retard undressing because Kurt Cobain wanted to rape her.
Wait, was this on Family Guy?
No, this was a real thing. It was on HBO. It's a serious
That sounds like something Seth MacFarlane would make a joke
I know,
with
but this is a serious fucking documentary that's like in like film festivals and stuff. This is supposed to illustrate.
Has anybody?
This is supposed to illustrate the creative foundations of this artistic genius known as Kurt Cobain, the spokesman for our generation. Not necessarily you, Ghoul, but the rest of us here who are over 30. This is our generation. This is the spokesman
guy who plays chords and yells.
Yes.
They're power chords too. I mean, they're not hard. It's like your first finger, your index and fourth finger.
It smells like
power
Teen Spirit is like a power.
It's easier than it's easier than fucking a retarded girl.
It's drop D tuning power chords too. So you just need one hand, one finger.
I mean,
drop D tuning.
I mean, power chords, fucking retarded girls. It's easy. You just do it. What's difficult is trying to rape retarded girls and not be condemned by the left-wing establishment the world over. But I guess that's actually not that hard if we know the history with that issue on the left.
Has he been condemned by the left-wing establishment? I mean, this is my question. And
to be fair, the article I haven't found any news on this. It's almost like I'm the only person that saw this part of the doc. I'm the only one that's like outraged.
the only one was able to suffer through that much of the documentary.
I mean, I'm sure they think this thing is great. It had all the artsy bullshit. It's like as soon as it starts getting interesting, it drops into like a music montage with bullshit in the background. So you like lose what's going. Chris Novoselic starts saying something stupid with a dumb look on his face, and then it cuts away to some music and home video.
Too bad he didn't die when he slammed that bass into his head. Remember that? You remember that? He threw the bass up in the air and he came down and smacked him on the head.
But just one piece of the I remember that. That was the MTV Music Awards one year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was great.
I remember I was a kid when that happened.
I remember him getting. I remember him getting up and swaying and then falling back down. That was the funniest.
And
thing.
he like ran off stage.
But hold on.
Massive head trauma.
But concentrate. We're talking about a man who likes to rape retards. And we're not talking about the guy that likes to get hit on the head by the bass. Stay triggered here. Now, today I did a little bit of research. I couldn't find any new articles. So this article is from about a year ago. It's on Exo Jane, of course. Kurt Cobain was my first feminist hero. I didn't know I was a feminist until I was 18 years old. And it's just like, she regurgitates some of his shitty... He once said in an interview, the problem with groups who deal with rape is they try to educate women about how to defend themselves. What really needs to be done is teaching men not to rape. Go to the source and start there. Oh, really? But not if the girl's retarded? Then it's okay. You don't have to teach Kurt Cobain not to rape. Kurt Cobain won't rape because he didn't have the balls to it.
And keep in mind, his decision not to rape was not
based on realizing it was the wrong thing to do.
The fact that what he's doing is wrong, it's because he didn't like how her vagina smelled. So presumably,
and he got grossed out by the
less fragrant vagina. He would have been
and
right.
He wasn't so sweaty, and didn't tell him that she liked to fuck her cousin. He would have been into it. That's what he was going to do. And so then he couldn't stand to go to school for a week. And when he came back, he got in school suspension. And of course, retard girl doesn't keep the secret. Tells daddy what happened. Daddy comes to the school trying to find the guy who tried to take advantage of her daughter. And so word gets out, and now poor victim Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, he was oppressed because of this.
He's very oppressed because now all the kids started calling him retard fucker, and life is just
Ronald
unbearable.
Reagan also was probably
Ronald Reagan had something to do with this because Ronald Reagan says you should go to work and have a 9-to-5 job and not rape retards. I mean, that's just some terrible.
I don't know that Ronald Reagan even weighed in on this issue, but I'm assuming.
I'm assuming. Well, we can assume.
We can guess that Ronald Reagan would weigh in against raping retarded.
Who knows what Genesis says with their video, "The Land of Confusion." I don't know if the Ronald Reagan puppet has anything to say about raping retards, but I bet even Phil Collins is against raping retards. I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Hitler, though, would also be against raping retards. So
that means raping retards might be good.
People out there would be against it.
I don't know. I guess so, but not Kurt Cobain.
Well, if Hitler's against it, then it's got to be good.
Yeah.